These two teams are meeting in the upper bracket already. You know, storied history between them over the past couple of years as they trade series back and forth. And most recently this year, it's been Falcons with a slight upper hand, Waga, as we head into game one of this best of three with some quirky picks again. And still sitting around mid. Boschka's Jakiro comes in onto crit. A lot of damage from this, man. Dual breath, liquid frost, and fire. The final touches. He's got to get up to high ground and launch another dual breath here at the Ringmaster to take him down. It looks like first blood should be there for the Jakiro.
Getting caught 1v1ing, that's not really what you want. Rue is actually going to go for a reset. Could die in the jungle.
And then a stun bottom. Dragon Knight starts with a Dragon Tail. They don't have the Cold Feet or any follow-through, though, so Larl's rotation with the Jakiro arriving. Skitter's aggression is going to be turned right around on him.
Feels like this is the common bane for carry players, the wisdom rotations. People are so happy to TP to your lane because the 7-minute mark. Found the ward. This is making bottom lane very spooky. When you lose your vision, your support just died. Skeeter might just run away, and that could open up potential for this tower to fall.
Larl, in the meantime, going to zip away from Ember. Quinn trying with these remnants to catch up to him, and he might just have it, a solo kill. Quinn takes out Larl.
Yeah, faster on the rune pickup as well, so get to the rune. Doesn't even need the rune for the kill, more so as Storm didn't have enough resources to get to safety.
Seems Spirit trying to set up for something bottom. Collapse. Taken down by Quinn. This Ember Spirit 7-0-2 continuing to have an incredibly strong game. And playing up towards top. Onto Larl. Amar and Snaking both there to snipe out the Storm Spirit. Immediately pinging Collapse, who is quickly on the run. We could have ourselves a big old bloodbath. That's Falcon smoking up. Tormentor already started, down to half HP. Looks like it's too late to stop it from happening, but a really nice Ice Blast. It looked better. I think it only clipped onto one hero. It looked bigger on my screen, I swear. Miposhka gets away alive. Collapse and Radahn are out of there. Skitter chasing forward, but even with his blink, he can't catch up to the Storm. A longer wraparound continuing, though. Falcons through the enemy Ancients. Larl, Storm about to step on their heads. Smoke breaks. Amar knows the slight chains and the roar. They found the Storm. A big pick-off for the Falcons. They lose the Tormentor, but they snipe the enemy mid laner. Straight into mid. Quinn is just never-ending aggression. Punch into the sky, but there's nothing that Tusk can do to survive. A quick turn of tempo there as it felt like Team Spirit getting Tormentor, putting themselves in a good position. We're trying to get Waga back onto the broadcast one way or the other. Looks like Discord's having some hiccups. Team Spirit now moving down to bottom. They're going to get a catch. Ancient Apparition gets off his Ice Blast. He's dead. And this Dragon Knight looks pretty done for as well. The 5-man swarming from Team Spirit. Substantial aggressive moves. Shutting down Falcons, even with these nice Ember Spirit rotations. Back into a dead even game.
Radiant are scanning.
And the scan on scan. Both teams know where each other are. Eposhka a little out in the open. Ember Spirit starts with the chains onto Kunkka. He's got a tidal wave. He's got a pipe. No boat for 40, but there is a roar into the backlines on the Jakiro. Amar finds the opening, and Quinn again looking to poke and maybe get a bit more. But towards the back, Skitter has been found by Laurel, Rue, and Radan. Trading a Jakiro for a Dragon Knight. Team Spirit real happy with the process here. Ember Spirit, another catch on the Tusk, but they'd love to go and grab Laurel. The Storm is deep behind enemy lines. A long ball lightning into TP gets him out of there. Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Gareth. I believe everyone should be able to hear everything. Yeah, we have an assassination on the technical side here as the Discord went down.
I'm so happy you're back.
Yeah. Well, you've done great.
Falcons have realized the Spirit have moved away from the Roche pit. They pinged it for a moment there. They are going in.
They showed us those bottoms, so yeah, they can't wait forever. That guy's sticking nearby, though, going to throw out some random torrent to give vision. Just can't tell them. Rook is being taken. They see the HP.
Yeah, below half. Throws the boat in there. 80-second cooldown now, though. Something Falcons can play around, but it's given time for Spirit to smoke and move into position. He is. So very close to death. Axe is still being thrown at him.
Still. Team Spirit actually the ones looking.
Both smoked up. Both teams. There's the shield rune. Grabbed by Amar to jump in. The ice blast over. Snowball's buying time, though, and in comes the Wheel of Wonder. 3 heroes next to the Roshan being clapped and destroyed. Storm and Tusk, they're both down. Falcons standing strong. Move on to the Kunkka now. Oh, Collapse, you're down and out. Chased by Amar and Skitter. He's dead. Meanwhile, Jakiro, Quinn, he's taken him out. Miposhka's gone. 4 heroes of Spirit dead, and Falcons barely bleed.
Oh, that shield rune and quicker reaction decision making from Skeeter, just jumping in there, getting on it. Actually, it was Amar who picked it. Skeeter blinked first, but wait, what's happening to poor Clinks? He can't finish it. Clinks, well, he got away. He tried to finish Roche, but Roche threw him away. He could have gotten it, but Yatoro got yeeted by Roche.
Oh my god! Is he gonna die for it now as well? Ancient Apparition's on him. Beastmaster and Dragon Knight in there, killing him off for a 5-man wipe in the end.
Oh man, he was so close to getting it, and then Roche just throws him away.
Dota 2, the video game. Solar Crest for crit. That's not going to help when you can't use the damn thing. Hang on a sec.
Finish him though.
Oh, hang on a sec. You've got to, take him down. A couple more hits. Crit. Gets off the Solar Crest. Does die, but now the Roar comes in. Amar has the opening on the Clinks. Oh, Team Spirit bit off more than they could chew.
They just didn't finish the job, Gareth. They started running before the job was done, and then they stick around to try and finish him, but get punished heavily for it. Very stressed. You can tell how they wanted to finish up that kill.
Oh, Miposhka. Hasted. Making Quinn and Snaking work for it. There's no way he TP's out of here. He's not allowed to TP out of here. Miposhka gets back to Fountain.
Sneaky position. Not often when you see the Jukes coming out from a Jakiro out of all heroes, but...
What a gamer. What a roar, though, on this Tusk. Amar bangs the drums.
Just smashes him down, and that's the danger. Beastmaster will happily click his ulti on anyone who gets close to him, and he's 2 levels away from that level 25. The Wisdom rune he's about to claim is going to push him even closer. The 25 talent, of course, getting 30-second cooldown on your roar is amazing.
Skitter.
Oh, Radan got dusted.
Radan. Oh, that's a rough one. Clinks, ice blasted. Caught up in all the stuns. There's no slipping away from them this time.
Such a Skitter thing to just have a dust against him as well there. Just be ready for it.
Yeah. No, really, why is the DK here with a dust? This is why I'm going through Radan's head.
Why indeed, but Skeeter had his number. He knew there's not many plays when you're this far behind. Stealing Wisdom runes is one of the best things you could try for, but they read that and punish it immediately.
And now they're on high ground. Quinn still unkilled, unkillable. Straight onto the tier 3 with the Beastmaster behind him, forcing the glyph for now. But they've got multiple waves pushing in to multiple lanes. Double catapults mid are dealt with by the glyph, but with Dragon Knight arriving shortly, this lane of Barracks bottom is about to fall. No Clinks for 30 seconds, and Quinn, oh, he feels it. Dives in, forces Spirit back, returns to finish off the buildings, though. Objective-based gaming.
He just solar tested up. He has 55 armor on Ember. What? Like the tough Gale Guard along with the AC and the Solar Crest, he gets so many buffs.
So Kunkka has this pipe, blade mail, Lotus Orb. Everyone's gone for tankiness, utility. Not much damage. Collapse.
Master having Aghanim Scepter, by the way. Crit has the double save.
They've got a roar.
Just roar.
Collapse. Lotuses it back. In comes the Beastmaster and the Ringmaster, though, with a Dragonite on top. Snowball save from Rue. That buys some time, but this Falcon side still able to fight. Punch back heavily. Amar taking a fair amount of damage there, but the Tusk is about to drop to Skitter. Amar dead to Laurel. Storm gets the job done. They lose the Beastmaster, but it took a buyback and a couple of deaths from Spirit. For that one kill, they need more. Dragonite dragged back in with the Tidal Wave and the X-Mark. Taking a bit of damage from the Clinks on the low ground. Ice Blast misses, though, as Radan drifts away. Spirit trying their hardest to catch up, but good disengage from Falcons. Storm, look at Laurel go. Desperately scrambling for anything, something. Give him a kill. Crit's gonna die. Snaking TPing out. He's caught out, though.
Absolutely massive. They get 3 kills, including the massive kill on the Beastmaster, who used his Refresher Orb as well, and they tip Beastmaster. I think Amar overplayed there. He dove deep into the enemy base, got Lotus roared, and then Ringmaster couldn't save him. I was just mentioning how he has this...
Because it does make it more challenging for Falcons to find their next move, right? They've already killed bottom tier 3 and Rax. There's no Roshan to take. So it's like Tormentor and play top is the only real play they can actually go for.
At least that gives away their positioning right now. So if Team Spirit want, they could smoke towards it. They're going to do it. Information that Torm was taken, they decide to run straight for the cutoff. Going behind.
Double Dire Observer wards. One of them about to expire in 15 seconds. One a little bit deeper for a much longer time. But it's a smoke, a blink, stun from the Dragon Knight. They see the Clinks to start things off, and Ember breaks the vision in the back as well as they go straight in with a roar. Tusk is down. Amar gets the catch and the kill. Ember Spirit goes on Niposhka. Collapse trying to come back and defend them. Skitter with that BKB, too fearsome. So Root, the only death so far is Team Spirit disengage as fast as they can. But Amar is in again. Another blink roar. The Lincoln's too late this time, and the Ice Blast will secure it. 2 quick kills for Falcons. No buybacks from Spirit.
Ooh, Radon has to do something here. He's cutting the mid creep wave. There is a wave top that's going to push eventually.
They're TPing bottom. Look at them. Look at them. They know. They know.
Got the dust on him.
He's got the read, the dust, the move, the blink, the stun. The Lincoln's popped, and they've got him. The Clinks is down. Not once, but twice. I don't know if Laurel can do anything. The Storm is zipping in. Laurel wants to help his buddy get a kill or something. They've lost the Clinks, though. Laurel running low on resources. BKB up but about to expire, and so is the Storm himself.
Storm not even TPing. Did he not have a chance to TP out there? There's no Beastmaster.
I think that's one of those, you know, slay together, die together kind of moments.
I guess he kind of knew if Clinks dies, then we don't have buyback as well. Clinks did commit and buy out before.
70 seconds. No Clinks, no Storm, no Conquer for 50. This very well could be game 1 over. Jakiro dived almost in his fountain by this Ember Spirit. The Ice Blast, the kill on Miposhka, and the tier 4s cracked wide open by Falcons here, forcing the glyph, but it feels like this is done.
I don't think there's a counterplay. They have a buyback on Jakiro, but gotta hold for 30 seconds with 2 supports. This is not gonna work out, buddies, but they want to try. Let them click the buttons. Aurora is the superior button, it turns out.
And there's GG. Game 1 goes to the Falcons. Team Spirit tap out, trying this Clinks. Doesn't quite pan out for them, even with some of these nifty little moves that they tried to pull off.
That was cute attempt, but not really able to turn this game around. Just very, very strong late game from Falcons. If they get there in decent shape, which they definitely did on the back of this Ember, having a flawless game, never dying, then...
Angle's really interesting here.
A lot of them are already removed out, you know, so... Okay, so it's going to be the Queen, of course.
Yeah, I like the Quap. I think this is a hero that also doesn't have that much punish here.
Which looks very threatening. But on the other hand, Team Spirit, they have great pick-off game. They have good stuff to try and punish the Queen if he ever oversteps.
Already picking off crit down here.
Yeah.
Miposhka, Rue, and Radan under tier 1 tower secure themselves the first blood already.
Forced some rotations, but not really more than they made themselves. Storm casually farming meanwhile. Very even start to the game, looking at the overall farm and CS-wise. Neither team getting an advantage, and actually the mids are struggling a bit.
And Quinn getting tagged up by the Jakiro spells, but Miposhka
Oh, they denied!
gets denied by Rue.
Oh, very nice timing by him there. Want to downsize fish, Shadow Strike.
Oh, and a few things you can still get denied at. Laurel feared in the mid lane. A bit of chip damage there from Quinn and crit. Laurel even zips into them and says, yeah, go on then. Have a crack at the storm. 8-minute rune.
Looking for
Quinn. He's dead. Rodan comes in with the help of that vortex. Now they move on to Crit's Ringmaster with a stampede forward. The Clinks makes the move. Amar is here with the axes and the roar though. Clinks, that's just a Beastmaster. He's not particularly bothered about that. The cooldown's going to whiff completely as well, so Skitter's rotation comes to nothing.
Wow, big blow. And they get the top rune as well, so Storm gets the refill on the back of that. Everything going their way. That was a great Clinks rotation by Radan. And he's scouting out this massive Ancient stack. He's calling his friends over. Looking for Amar.
The Falcons.
Queen is ulti in 10 seconds.
Well, they bring all the numbers down there, but yeah, I guess so. I mean, Centaur has complete freedom up top. Crit is going to die down bottom, so we're down on the 2 supports. Ancient stacks are still standing here. They'll kill the large camp at least.
Yeah, but the Ancient,
Yeah,
full HP. Possibility for them going in.
Having to react so heavily to this, and this kind of stems from that attempt to go and steal the Wisdom Shrine. Now, it's no longer as easy as grabbing the Wisdom Rune. You've got to get to a shorter position, hold your ground.
But meanwhile, all this was happening, which was a big win for Team Spirit. Collapse also just massively enjoying his time up top, getting towards that Blade Mail and Centaur. He was the one struggling for them the most on Radiant, but coming back into the game. And still the fight is not over. Bottom, they're on the Beast.
Yeah, into these Ancients again. Radan is forward. They've got a kill on the Beastmaster with Rue surrounding him. Lol zips in, and they eye up sneaking as a bonus kill. Crit waiting in the wings, maybe try to defend them as they retreat, but Lol says no, it's a double kill for me. And Falcon's only getting the Muerta kill.
For that chance to ulti.
Wants to make a meal of this. Radan pops back into Invis, dust from Crit. Quinn is here with a Sonic Wave ready. Crit is dead, though, to this Clinks who just walks over him with a Stampede, and Quinn blinks away but still dies. Skitter is there with a call down on the damage, but Radan is TP'd home, wisely escaping, and Miposhka, well, looks like he's going to be the sacrifice at the Ancient. He does drop, but Team Spirit just hammering away, headbutting into Falcons over and over again and getting the wins.
They get the Storm. Storm didn't have mana to TP out earlier, and they get the roar on him, so Amar gets a big bring down at the end there.
Well, that's a big one for Falcons.
Finally getting something.
That's a hell of a lot.
They got robbed pretty hard, though. The neutrals even got the kill on the Rue, and Ancients largely going the way of Radiant. Team Spirit off to a great start.
Collapse is just laughing his way to the bank. Look at him. Kills tier 1, farms through camps. They kill Snaking with Radan again down his bottom lane. Yeah, bottom is Quinn with a double rune as well. His shield rune almost entirely expended by the Storm very quickly, but he's holding that Arcane, and Dagon delivered. Bottom, Jakiro throws an Ice Path out to hold back the Falcons as they were starting to group up and play forward, but it's mid lane where Collapse and Laurel are going to jump on Quinn. Blink on cooldown, Calling placed on his head. A Queen of Pain dead. Muerta is in position to break smoke, might die for it, but keeping Laurel and Collapse protected at least. There it is. He gets off the ulti before the roar lands, so Storm zips in. Muerta about to die, but Collapse has got the jump with the 2-man stop, catching out Crit and the Beastmaster too. Amar is dead, and Ringmaster follows him into the grave.
And Rue got himself out of that. Just fast reaction. Give it up for Rue.
And because all these towers have died so quickly and it's kind of been a free game for the Centaur, he's not had to rush the Crimson Guard, as we've seen previously be required as a defensive tool just to stay alive in fights. He's able to go Blade Mail into Blink to continue playing aggressively, and then the Crimson Guard is going to shut down the potential comeback from the Falcons.
Laurel trips in.
Lars found him. In comes Collapse, and there's that blink paying off again. A roar from Amar onto this storm, but the Ice Path macro control and damage onto Quinn and Amar. They're both dead. Oh, Falcons, what have you done? Lol will jump in even more onto snaking now by the tier 2. No damns given. 4 kills for the price of nothing.
Massive there on the back of Laurel finding the initial kill and getting all these charges as well. We sometimes talk about a Storm, you know, that you want to get a lot of kills early game because then look at that mana regen. Already sitting at 17.4, able to play so aggressively now. And who cares about the Torment? They're just getting tier 2 tower already. The Desto, along with the Liquid Fire from Jakiro, brings down the tower really fast.
Chen.
Near almost completed on him.
Chen and Amar,
That might be the target.
Well, this deep Radiant Observer Ward. It spotted the move down here. So Centaur is just going to sprint towards the area he assumes they're going to be in. Stampede and the catch up to Amar. Doesn't get the roar off. So the Stomp, Ice Path, chain disables. Get Team Spirit another kill.
And Team Spirit just do not have a move, it feels like. Despite having this Beastmaster before Blink, it's very hard for him to get a pick off. He does have it now after dying. Maybe when he respawns, take a look for a catch, but instead it's going to be Rue on mid lane. Oops, misclick on a dead shot.
Snaking, zipped on by Laurel. The Chen, no real escape mechanisms. Nothing to defend himself. Miposhka with Radan just stepping up to high ground to fight a silence and a kill on Quinn, who stepped into the middle of them.
The Orchid. This Orchid is going to be devastating for a long time too. He only has the Stafford Wizardry on Quinn. Not close to having a counter item yet, and there's no need to wait. They just go straight up mid. With his Brave, this tower is almost gone.
Such a hard game now to come back into. You know, your Beastmaster Chen were meant to be opening this map up, building pressure and tempo, but you've barely cracked a tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, your opponents, 22 minutes in, are going for the barracks. You go with Rod of Atos, Wheel of Wonder. Beastmaster steps forward, but he's controlled up. Crit dead. Miposhka standing his ground, gets the Macropire out before falling. So that allows Collapse and Laurel to zip in, get onto Amar, dodging the roar, and getting the kill. Beautifully set up. Falcons down another couple of heroes, and the barracks are falling.
And now the Queen is here, but gets silenced.
He's blinked in. He's got a Yule Scepter this time. Blink ready in a second, so this stomp into Chain Stun's got to be perfect, and it is! Dead for 45. Team Spirit, super clean. Laurel on the way out. Can he be protected by the calling? No. Falcons get something, but they lose their tier 3 and their melee. That would have been super nifty if it worked.
Appreciate the details and a little cool play.
Smoke under ward. Quinn in position to break.
Dire's top tower is
Radan smoke does break, but Ruin Collapse still able to charge on forward. Vision on the high ground for Falcons here. I mean, this is do and die in game 2, and Quinn is about to die.
Oh, he'll get
Half health already under the Ice Path. He's sent into the box, but look at Skitter get obliterated. Collapse and Rue charging forward. Radan's clinks, he's getting controlled up a lot, but that allows the rest of his team to clean up the mess that has been made. Radan takes down Quinn. Amar's Beastmaster surrounded and slaughtered as Team Spirit on the verge of taking game 2, killing off the Chen army, take out the creeps and move your way up into that dire base.
That's so unfortunate there for Skitter. He got petrified by the neutral creep at the start of the fight, and then he got caught out by the fear from Deadshot. And just, yeah, and it's not even GG, it's end, man.
I thought he was going to do a Quinn quote and say, go ahead mid, I'm done. But there we go. Team Spirit, game 2, tie things up 1 apiece, giving us a game 3. Amar does in the end call a GG. And the clinks for Radan. Working out this time.
Very impressive play from them. I think the key thing, though, was how Collapse played, joining the team early to bring down all those tier 1 towers, allowing then the Clinks to take full reign on the map. If it wasn't for the tier 1 towers falling, I think Clinks could have struggled again.
Pros and cons, it's up to them to decide which one would allow them to have the best chance of winning.
That's not what I thought.
Sven is a pretty good pick into the TA. You have the armor.
Really, these 2 offlaners, they're going to start, begging and pleading for their supports to go and stack jungle, right? Build up some ancient stacks for Tide and Sven, who are both pretty adept at clearing them to try and catch up after this resounding loss in the laning stage. And it looks like Miposhka here might just be able to find crit. That's a good TP out, though.
Fighting.
Collapse,
he loses it.
dead to snaking at the same time up at top lane. Yeah, and Skitter does a good job just planting himself mid to clear the wave and hold the tower there, and now rejoin the rest of the team.
They could call down Sven if there's a big fight too.
There's a zip. There was a sentry. Rue and pops out of the safety, and Quinn's going to keep giving chase. And Moreta caught up by Quinn's Storm. Vortex into the Illuminate. Storm Spirit with another kill. 6 galvanized stacks for him. 2-0-1. A much better start than his Queen of Pain game.
Yeah, he's off to a fantastic.
He's caught up tremendously well. Almost at 7,000 net worth. All right, here's the blink on TA.
Collapse going for Julesep, the first item. No Vladimirs. This is definitely unusual. Of course, he is playing as the silencer. He wants to be able to ravage, but it's still not really inspiring confidence in me.
I guess against the Abaddon build. Abaddon with the ulti as well.
Yeah.
But he's going to get zipped on here. Skitter and Quinn close in on Collapse. There is Ravage ready, and his Yule Scepter there on the Abaddon might set up for an Ice Path. Follow through from Radahn and Rue. Skitter holding the ulti for as long as possible. Tons of one charges and healing Lotus for him. Skitter, ulti popped, and Team Spirit chasing him down. I don't know if he can survive the rest of this. Falcons team nearby, but not wanting to commit to a fight, so Team Spirit just run this Abaddon down into the ground, pummeling him over and over again with no response from the rest of the Dire team. They're even going to ravage for him. All right.
Wow.
Calm down, Collapse.
Dear God, he wanted him dead. Gets the last hit. Ravage for the last hit. It feels like there has to have been a moment to turn that fight around. Full mana on the Storm during that. The Abaddon living for that long is just like, really, guys? We can't punish this? 5 heroes running next to each other. Murta, 0 mana. But in the end, they just sell him and gonna keep farming, dodging for now. They don't want to fight into the big team fight of Radiant.
I mean, maybe when you see that TA with Blink Deso, you're like, maybe not a fight we want to take. Like the 11,400 net worth. Radahn is gapping people. 3k difference between him and Storm?
I mean, he did have the freest lane ever. I don't know what a last pick Sven to the off lane, I guess the safe lane TA does. It's definitely not threatening, I can tell you that much.
Well, now Ravage is down. They've got a free opening onto Collapse. He grabbed the shield rune. Stormhammer's good. Calling place down to slow the advance, and Skitter's just dead. The Abaddon gets shredded. Lol is going to be able to slight and maybe get a bit of distance, but the global gives the coverage for Storm to zip back in, but they don't have the damage. Quinn's got to zip out of there now. Amar is committing. He's fallen. What is going on? Rue's in the midst of battle. Quinn's in an ice path, falling to Team Spirit, and Radahn is shredding them.
Oh boy,
what
the
did we
silence
just
coming
witness?
in. This is also where he has to have a lot of sentries because TA traps can mess with this type of gameplay from Caudle. Having the shard, they have increased vision now.
Spirit are coming for them. Look at this train heading down bottom. There's dire
Bad
vision.
intentions.
Full sense of security maybe for the Storm Spirit. And they'll see the Ember. He pushes out the lane alone. Quinn, don't think about going. He's going to walk right into them. Flight chains, no defensive tools. Down you go. They saw the Coddle too, hey?
Coddle, the spear clips him. I like that the moment the Storm showed himself, 3 immediate abilities landed on him. Searing Chain, TA Trap Silence, and the Rod of Atos were all clicked the moment they showed from Fog of War. They want to try and get something out of this. The missed chance is really good against TA. Get the burns.
Radahn out in the open. He'll get jumped and stunned by the Sven. Vortex from the Storm. A lot of control, but the damage isn't quite there. First life. It's a struggle to bring down this TA, but they've got it done. Collapse. Yule's into the sky towards the Abaddon, holding the Ravage for now as the TA respawns and blinks away. Radahn has the distance, and that Abaddon ulti already expended. Could be problematic for Skitter. They've got Slight Chains on the Storm. A shield to save him, though. This means Skitter is once again further isolated for the big Ravage out of Collapse. Clips the Abaddon and the Storm, but in comes Sven again. Pushes Collapse back. Quinn about to get the kill. They take him down. The Sven, he's moved back in. Quinn is about to die, though, Storm, as Crit is caught. Another Slight Chains. Lol will find the Coddle. A 2-for-1. Storm and the Coddle for the Tide.
2-for-1, but now the aftermath as well. They might force a buyback here. The push coming in with the Deso, with the Crispus on TA as well. At least can get the glyph out of them. Radahn wants to stick around, does not want to back immediately. The death timer on the Storm is pretty long. with
Another
ulti on
20
cooldown
seconds.
Abaddon as well, he can't go in. We saw what happened when he doesn't have ulti ready.
The only ulti they've got is Ball Lightning, and Storm's dead.
Oh,
Look,
he's got vision on him. He's got.
So he's all right.
Fine. No
the
Orb of
crest.
Venom on the TA. He doesn't have the counter.
Dire's middle
He's not teched into it.
attack.
Yeah,
there you
Fervor
go.
and the Murta. Even the Ravage. Too much teamfight control. Trying to catch Skeeter.
They see him. An early shield forced out with the Rod of Atos.
It's gonna
He
be
does
ulti.
have that ulti. I'll try
no.
and keep the control going, though. And this Abaddon all
Dead
on
in
his
the water.
own. Yeah, he's been left and ditched by the rest of his team.
He did some return damage to Ember, but Ember can easily fix that as well. Can TP base and jump out again if he wants to. As they've
So much
spotted
kiting.
Sven farming their Ancient. Some
Oh, yeah.
shameless behavior by Sven.
And in comes Laurel. Yeah, this is the thing, right? You can just poke and prod. You're kiting for days. Chains, Ice Path, and then the damage from Radan secures yet another kill. Yeah, get out of the swamp. Get out of the quicksand. That's what Manta does.
Big move
This,
coming in with the smoke.
Yeah, let's move on to the Muerta. Trying to blow him up, but the Yules now pierce the veil, gets the distance away. Falcons, they've tried to strike, but now they're the ones on the run. Laurel is trying to catch up to someone as the Storm Spirit is silenced and leashed, getting caught up in the fear and the control. Team Spirit not wanting to hard commit onto Quinn, though. It looks like with that BKB still ready, they're holding out for it as Amar goes in with his BKB, but the damage just comes too quickly. Radan has shredded the Sven. Skitter's ulti's going, but he's still half HP, and they lose crit immediately. A big Ravage from Collapse. Storm's caught up in the stuns. Skitter, he looks pretty done here. Radan's Templar Assassin stands strong and destroys them. Falcons 4 down, 1 casualty from Spirit, and they are ready to go high ground again.
Amar fucked up. He used silence on the Mask of Madness without using Warcry. If you got Warcry out, he won't die in 2 hits from TA there. But Mask of Madness reducing your armor and you not popping Warcry. The Sven had 1 armor before TA Desto comes in. Desto plus Nemesis Curse. He literally died in like 2 hits.
That's why Miposhka's tipping him, huh?
Is under attack.
Yeah.
They don't need to type the words. Amar knows what they're saying just through a tip.
He also got
Falcons.
dodged. He got dodged by the Sleight of Fist, so it was despair all over the place.
Was Quinn trying to deny the tower? He zips over and then again away.
But he's still at 3.5k gold. Needs to get 4.2. Finish up the entire Ags.
It's still a pretty monumental challenge for Falcons just to keep these waves pushed out to begin with. And bottom lane shoved by the Abaddon Illusions. Mid lane needs that Kotl to stick around and play with the Illuminate. And a smoke from Falcons is about to be scouted by the Invis Ember Spirit. He walks up into a sentry, but it looks like he's okay with the covering fire of the dead shot and a TA trap that barely misses out on Quinn, who zips in, pokes at Radan. Collapse goes forward onto the Storm. Global Silence covering, though, for Amar to kill Miposhka. Jakiro trades out for snaking, support for support, but Radan, the TA, the big target in the middle, being focused by Skitter. Getting a bit of distance, and still has BKB with the Aegis, of course. So second life coming, while we've got the Sven going deep. Collapse and Rue have surrounded him. TA gets off her BKB. Sven gets ATOS'd up, caught, rooted, and about to be finished. Radan needs some help, though, and the Ravage will give it. Collapse is there to buy the time to turn around and fight into Quinn. The Sideblade spills. The damage is good. Skitter's Blade Mail almost killed Radan, but now he's going to get turned on. With ulti available, you'll buy a bit of time, but this is just delaying the inevitable demise. The multi-Yule Scepter Cyclone synergy here, destroying Skitter's chances. Rue and Lol, they get in on top of him. Another 4 for 1. Plus 1 of the Aegis, I guess. Amar is going to try and finish off a harpoon if he can. He's pretty close to it.
He's got it. He does not have TP ready, so if a fight breaks out, he can't get there that easily. He has to try and run over if someone goes in.
Hold. Get front lining and giving a bit of vision. Seeing what's coming up that hill. And there's a terrifying monster of Team Spirit, but they jump in, pop the Lincolns on the TA, but there's Cyclone there. Buys a bit of time for Radan to get down and get a BKB. Force-staffed out of the grasp of Skitter. Anchor thrown at him, and Collapse still has his Ravage ready to play with. Laurel and Rue focusing on this Abaddon to control him up through the ultimate. The heals, it looks like it'll bring Skinner back to full health, but now Collapse can walk forward. Lal diving deep. Ravage still ready, but Amara's in the back onto Miposhka trying to kill the Jakiro, but it's not enough damage. He's dead yet again. Falls so quickly, it's almost as if he wasn't there to begin with. And Lal, another slide chains, catches the Abaddon, forces the shield and the retreat. The tier 3 tower is here to be claimed, but Falcons have a glyph.
Sven again finding himself next to TA without popping Warcry, man. You just die. You can't use Mask of Madness next to this hero. It does not work. The Wind Waker can save the Ember. Needs to.
Yeah, I mean,
there it is.
I feel like Lal cares an awful lot. There's multiple Yule Scepters, tons of protection, giving him the coverage, and the rest of the team just hitting buildings. Quinn gonna zip zap in and out. Dangerous prospect into the calling and the TA traps, and that's it. Mega creeps, they'll be coming. The final Rax falls. Falcons on their last legs.
They're trying to hold on, but the siege is just gonna keep going. Tia can just stand here and take pot shots at all the buildings. And what are you gonna do? Who's gonna go on her?
Oh, you don't have to storm BKB. So the stuns. Okay, they've got a Yule Scepter here. Lal self-Yules to save himself. Quinn looks a little worse for wear. I thought they were going to commit on him, but it is just buildings from Radahn. Focusing the tier 4s, not going for these final hero kills. And maybe one more chance for Falcons.
This Wind Waker was so smart pickup before the push. It's an unorthodox build on Tide, but it's working, man. Gotta stay the TA here.
Popping his spells, jumping in onto the TA. She's half HP. They've got good damage, and Radahn is dead. They don't get the Cyclone on her this time, and the chase is on. Falcons desperately scrambling for anything they can get, but the Storm Spirit is chain silenced. Ravage comes in. They don't need the TA to fight back. Falcons buy back onto Quinn, and they're going to take down the Lal Ember Spirit inside their base. They ping Amara.
Don't have the Hex yet. They're trying to build a Hex on Tide, but he doesn't have it.
Blink. He cannot blink in time. Collapse, Cyclone into Ice Path. No protection, no buyback. Sven down and out. Falcons now in a 4 versus 5 with the throne open. They've got a glyph and a dream to try and hold on to this.
Yeah.
Spirit.
3 banners in a trench coat. Just a super tall banner.
Or a nice little red carpet for TA to walk down, you know? Straight to the throne. Into this dire base. Which Lal is doing right now. Yeah, the red carpet for him put out by himself. Move on to the Storm Spirit, nearly kill him off with the Radahn damage, and now focus the throne. Glyph is available, so they can buy a bit of time through this Will-O-Wisp and delay tactics. Sven has also respawned. So Storm jumping into this TA, trying to force out the Aegis, some kind of defensive play. Nothing working out for Falcons just yet, though. And they've got to deal with mega creeps under the banner glyph while TA starts pumping damage onto the throne. They do jump in with a Sven and a Abaddon. Collapse, though, strong and tanky, holding Ravage and Refresher Shard. Might be able to just walk into this one as Quinn BKBs to battle back into Radahn. But Lal, he grabs a double kill in the back lines, finding the pickoffs they need. Quinn and Skit are about to be slain here as Team Spirit rack up the kills right next to the throne and force out the GG.
He celebrates.
Double Ravage from Collapse right in the fountain. That's where he belongs. Game 3 for Team Spirit, 2-1 in this best of 3, wiping Falcons off the face of the map and out of the upper bracket.
Yeah, ultimately Falcons, they played a good series, but I think they faltered a little bit all the way from laning stage. Radahn having literally the freest game ever. We see him after a game, they're looking pretty happy. 12-1 and 13. Playing against no hard counter, easy lane, and he does what he should do. He carries his team hard, and the rest of his team also delivered. Laurel having a fantastic performance on Ember, and Collapse, honestly, he went off script with the item build, and it worked well. I think he had a good read that he doesn't need to be big and farmed, he just needs to be utility based.
It's just incredible also that we get Tide TA come back again. You know, Kuro was right. A few years early, maybe ahead of his time, but TA Tide, it gives you everything.